Hello, welcome back to Age of Water. Now, there will be a lot of discussions and things might change because this is early access, but in order to play the game at a decent level, don't prolong too much the idea of getting another boat. Because you should be thinking about getting a new boat as soon as you start playing. In the beginning, you only have the tier 1s. I think the Freya or whatever one, the one that looks like a little tugboat is the best one because it has enough speed and enough capacity to make the initial part of the game very, very easy. And after that, I recommend you go up here at Trader 11. Trader 11, if you go to the west, it will spawn a Headhunter tier 3 ship, which is a walrus. I think most of the tier 3 ships that are big are just walruses over here in the north. And you can actually get quite a lot of them, but be careful because some tier 4 might spawn. Some of them might be accompanied by other units. So Trader 11 will just spawn a walrus over here, which is a headhunter, which is super tough to kill in the beginning. So go over here, spawn it, drag it along over here, shoot at it, and near the trader you are invulnerable. So that means you cannot get damaged, so shoot at it again, then chase it. It's kind of like a long walk, but if your guns are good enough, you'll get it. And after a while, you will do a lot of quests and advance a lot in the game, and then you'll need to think about a tier 3 fast attack boat, which is the Vigilante. Now, there are other options for you to get, and some people might agree, some people might disagree, but this thing has a lot of speed and has decent capacity, plus it can generate enough power to get all of your guns on top of it, but it will lack protection, it doesn't have elevation for the guns, it doesn't really have a lot of capacity if you think about it. Again, it's all about your personal choices, but this is great because it has a lot of speed, it can mount most of the equipment you need, and also it's amazing for dredging and just finishing the first part of the game to get additional crew. Now, why did I make that big thingy? Well, that was an introduction. So when you're feeling ready, your walrus seems beaten up, go over here at Trader 7. As you can see, still in H sector. I guess it's between sectors. So as you can see, kind of Trader 11 was over there, and then you go over here, down here, Trader 7. And to the west you'll have a lot of boats spawn. Now your walrus will be very slow in the beginning, so let's just do the slow as well. At about 400-500 meters, just go very slowly, because a lot of ships will spawn. And if you drive into the ship spawn, well, good luck, you'll be destroyed in seconds. Especially with your walrus. Now you don't really have to get the walrus, you can also get a torpedo boat like that, but I think... I don't know, I just like the capacity of the walrus too much, and plus it's so tanky. The walrus takes so many rockets, so many torpedoes, so many cannons, so many machine guns. It can take so much damage, you wouldn't believe it. Oh no. My marker is not really accurate 100%. Yeah, just go very slowly. Imagine you're in a walrus. This is actually faster than a walrus right now. Maybe thinking, where are they? Sometimes they have a delayed spawn, sometimes they spawn on top of you, sometimes they spawn before you even get to the location, which is why it makes this so annoying and so tricky. I guess they have a late spawn now. Yeah, but they might change the spawns as well. So don't worry if you don't get them or if they are a little bit off from your estimations. Wow, where are they? Oh no, really? Oh, okay. I think I understand what's happening. So, some spawns are 100%, some spawns are a little more variable. Let's go a little bit over here so you can see it a little better. We're getting a big amount of boats spawn in front of us. I think the group spawns are a little bit finicky. Oh, a boat that is already damaged. Oh well. The Sniper Patrol boat is also very good if you, in case you cannot find one of these. It's a little more tanky, but it's also a little more slower. Yeah, because it's part of the bigger group, as you can see. So that's the bigger group I was talking about. And you can also just attack them and farm them one at a time, but that's going to be very, very hard with your walrus. As you can see, we're already taking damage. I guess someone is farming them. Yeah. Okay, let's give him some hand, or a hand or two, by just destroying the ones that are around here. I guess this is a very good location since people are farming the tier 4s for items. They can support them and get items. Oh. That's mean. How much damage can this thing take? Look at that. It's not sinking. Okay, so that's why it didn't spawn, because the group was farmed by someone else. But the trick with seeing these big boats is to just destroy the forward and back section of them, so they are taking more water. It's trying to get away. Oh, my kill. I'm really curious about the loot is since they are so hard to kill. Now as you can see, these boats, if they are tier 3, that doesn't mean they are all going to be the same. Some boats will be tier 3, let's say, with a lot of other gear. So if they spawn with a bigger group, that means you have a very, very, very high chance of them having a lot of high tier gear on them. Meaning they're much harder to kill because they have much better armor and much better guns and much better items. Wow. Hey, Snappy Patrol boat, it's much tankier than the other ones. The Vigilant is not so tanky because it's supposed to be based on speed, more or less, 1000 medallions, yeah. So as you can see, enemies that belong to those bigger groups can also be very good to farm. It's recommended that you board the tier 4 ships, but if you cannot board the tier 4 ships, at least destroy them. Or even the tier 3 ships that are near them. You have much better loot if you can destroy them. So where are we now? I forgot the exact location because I was under attack. I guess this is a good showcase of the game because you can see how you're supposed to capture the ships themselves. I always use the waypoint system because as you can see, you can get fog, you can get wind, you can get storm. Basically the visibility will be 0 at some point. Yeah, I think I'll just leave this in the video so you can see how hard it can be, or sometimes people can interfere with your spawn, and if you go to a location where someone said something will spawn and it doesn't spawn, that doesn't mean it's bugged or anything. That careful. So that's the Snappy Patrol boat. Map work, please. Yeah, that's the location. Yeah, okay. See, that's the Vigilant. So, lock onto the Vigilant more or less, and then...
We'll sink soon. Hurry, enter emergency mode. Press spacebar.
As you can see, some of the ships will give up the chase, but it's a very, very hard thing to do, because most of them will not give up the chase. And the ones that will not give up the chase will be the Snappy Patrol boats and the Vigilante. So try and shoot at the Vigilante. And this will take... a very long time because you basically need to do this about 5 times or something like that. As you can see, the ships are seeing I'm not really attacking them and they're trying to turn back. think this is a
emergency
failed
mode.
attempt
Press
because,
spacebar.
as you can see, they just are doing too much damage to me. And at some point it's just better to get sunken than to, you know, have to repair all of this nonsense. Yeah, see, this is how slow and tedious it can get. And there's a lot of people don't really get them. Okay. There we have it. Okay, and as you can see now this boat will try and fight us. Remember, I'm at the edge of the PvP area, or the area where we can get attacked. So if you sit at the edge of the area between the shelter and the boat, yeah, and see, that's how you isolated the Vigilante tier 3 boat. Believe me, it's such a hard thing to do with the walrus or whatever ship you have. Okay, now you just destroy its weapons. Of course you don't use cannon, you use the machine guns. Yeah, okay, I think it's mostly isolated and it shouldn't be such a big problem to destroy it, but as you can see, others will attempt to help it and they'll sit over there. At this point it's very easy, you just have to destroy the helmsman and then you can board it. Okay, I have done it. As you can see, it will be super hard no matter how you do it. So for the purpose of the video, I think we have achieved our goal of just isolating the ship. Isolating the ship, and then you can just, you know, board it. I already made a tutorial about that. Sorry about this. I guess that's just to show you that it will always be super hard no matter how hard you try it and no matter how good you are at the game. Still a lot of RNG involved with other players arriving at the scene or just the boats being random sometimes. And yeah, you have to do that until you isolate the Vigilante. I recommend you just go from that area over here to the left side of the trader, and then it will be a little bit easier. Otherwise you just have to go back and forth so the other boats will leave you alone, and destroying the Hellsman is much easier. But again, the last part you have to do the machine guns. 3000 medallions. Oh, nice. As you can see, the loot for destroying boats of this kind is very good. Now, a little reminder, you'll get a lot more loot if you board them. In case you're wondering why is that the case. Well, you get more loot if you board them either way, but your people also have something like a skill for that. So you need boarding tier 3 and also captain tier 3 to be able to operate the ship. Medium difficulty level. I'm not sure what medium difficulty level. I'll just assume it's this one. So you need to be at least level 15. And also your other people will have very interesting skills. Let me see if I can find them over here. Survivalist, no. Or rather, I'm not sure if you give this skill to every crew member you'll get a lot more loot, but it appears that you have to give them the Marauder skills in order to get more loot from boarding, because I think that just means you can loot more stuff. And what you can loot from the ships? Well, you can loot basically guns, you can loot armor, you can loot... I think you can even loot the cabins and some of the more protected stuff, so that's why we're going to get to tier 4 before anything else. I'll probably have to farm here a lot of time and it's going to be super slow and tedious. But now, let's go to the fun part, which is going to be doing the dredging. Tier 4, yeah, don't go there. You'll have to put a lot of map markers, and I think this is one of my favorite parts about the game. It feels like it's a single player game, but it has some multiplayer on it. Don't worry if you're a single player, you don't have any friends to play with. Because usually you will have your faction. I didn't want to press that, I want to press something else. Okay. We'll show you all of the people that are over here, or nearby. You can try and just make a friend and play with them, but otherwise, based on your faction, you will definitely have some friends and some enemies in the game. If you want to have enemies, be a pirate. You'll see how hard that is. Okay, now I just wanted to go to 2. I don't think that will be a problem. And we'll go over there and do some other stuff. Oh, I forgot about the crew. Well, I guess let's get into the crew stuff. As you can see, the max number is 8 right now. The developers might nerf this because you have too many in the beginning. Now, to get all of the crew members, you basically have to do the quest to recruit Shaya, which is pretty easy at the beginning, but as you can see, she's a lower level just because that. So do the main quest as much as you can, and then go to the chasm and do the quests over here. The quests themselves are super hard, so I recommend you have at least a walrus full with all of the guns and a lot of repair materials, because it will mainly be defense missions or bodyguard missions, or what are they called? Anyway, just protect NPCs. You will have to protect a caravan going from a location to another, but it's going to be super rough until you have enough experience to do that. I guess you can get a Vigilante boat and try to do them, otherwise it will be super slow and you'll fail a lot of times. And at some point, Lean over there will just say she wants to escape, and you'll take her to the dragon and you pay 3000 corks and she joins your crew. I liked her more when she was over there, but I guess they changed her portrait. As for the other two people, let me see, at the scavengers, I think you get them from the scavengers, and it's a quest related to the Colosseum. Now, this is a quest you never must complete. The developers might nerf this because you get 2 people for the same quest, but it's an achievement, so I don't think they'll cancel it because it's a good achievement. And as you can see, I've hidden some quests specifically so I don't do them. I guess it's debt collection. Yeah, but here I'm really going, guys. Don't do the quest, otherwise they might leave your crew. I'm not sure what happens if you complete the quest, but for now just leave it as it is. And I think this is the quest. So the fighters for the Colosseum and debt collection are quests related to the 2 brothers that you can get, but don't do them again. You might lose them. I'm not sure what the future will bring us, but that's how it is in the beginning. That's how you have 8 people. Now, as you can see, my boat is kind of big and strong, right? Right. Well, there are a lot of discussions over here as well. But mainly, I guess I'll make another video separately for this, but mainly as you can see, I have a lot of power generation on the boat and a lot of batteries. And also I got very, very lucky with the big motor, because that's a tier 3, I think, or a tier 4 motor. Anyway, I just found it. As you can see, it's tier 3, which is super strong at this point of the game, because tier 3 is probably the best tier you can get for now. Maybe you can get some tier 4 stuff, but that's much rarer. Actually, I got a motor that is tier 4, but it's a big motor and it's supposed to go on bigger ships. Yeah, I guess tier 4 is the best thing I found so far. And the power generation and the batteries are very, very good, just because I want to travel for a long time. Meaning you can reach some locations in 1 minute or in 20 seconds, but if your top speed, let's say, is 100, as you can see my top speed is 80, and you can only drive at 100 for 20 seconds, that's not going to be helpful. I just prefer to drive at 80 for a few minutes. Well, it's not going to be a few minutes, but it's close to that anyway. Also, as you can see, I'm trying to protect my tier 2 cannons just because they're super hard to repair. They cost a lot of resources, so I put something in front of them. Also put the tier 1 in front of them. Also, you need a lot of power generation and power storage to be able to shoot the cannons. So I don't think you can have 7 cannons. If you have 7 cannons, you're probably out of power so fast you cannot do anything, and in combat, well, you waste all of your power. And this is just simply to hide my cannons. Expensive cannons. Also need to put more armor in the front. I also modified the hull. You can also modify the hull and the bridge thingy. Okay. The hull is metal, and the first portion over here and the second one is also metal. This is also metal, just because I don't want to get destroyed by lucky shots. Probably you should make everything metal, but it's scary considering how much you have to repair. This is basically camouflage, so the PvP players, the players don't see where my guns are. And also to defend some of the attacks I would be getting from the PvE. So that means I'll always try to attack from the front. But they also have missiles and some other stuff which will go straight into the middle of your ship. So attacking the middle of your ship will not be so bad. But it depends what you have over there. As you can see, they'll attack my power generation and 2 of my cannons if they attack with missiles that go into the middle of the ship. And that will be very, very bad and very expensive to repair. So yeah. you have to be careful about this aspect of the game as well. I'll make another video detailing more of this, but let's do some dredging now. So you can kind of see how good the boat is. So as you can see, my top speed is more or less around 75. It's not going to be 80. 80 is one of those rare occasions. And I can actually go at this speed for quite a while. Now, if I shoot my cannons once, 5 cannons, 4 are tier 2, 1 is tier 1. It's going to be something of around 150 power, or anyway, just too much power to make it sustainable. So that's what, in the beginning of the game, you will have a hard time with. Not having enough power and reaching a location with 0 power is the worst thing you can do, because if you have a quest to destroy something and if you go to that location and arrive there with 0 power, you'll be in trouble. So you just have to take some breaks, let your power recharge. By the way, the tier 2 cannons have a lot more splash damage as well, so it's not just the damage you do with each shot, it's also the splash damage, and it has a radius as well. I guess I should be making the tutorials much shorter, but to be honest, I think we're going to get a very small tutorial at some point, or a guide. See, someone is farming them or trying to farm them. But for now, I'm just trying to explain things as they are in the early access, and probably they'll change. Don't worry, I'll just make a much shorter tutorial at some point. But it's also very hard to predict things in this game, and I don't want to give people the impression that, hey, this game is very easy or is very fun. No, it's not really fun all the time. It's fun sometimes. Can be extremely interesting at sometimes. Okay, this is the problem. See, I had almost 0 power generation. I mean, I had 0 power. What good are your cannons if you cannot fire them, right? Too sharp to aim, and right now I'm aiming. I'm kind of aiming for the weapons and throw. Anyway, it's hard. The combat is hard to explain. You just have to have a feel for it. Well, I guess having 5 cannons helps more. Look at that, an improvised wind generator, exactly what I wanted. Also, this boat is amazing because you can just have enough speed to collect all of the loot from the ships you destroy. I'm collecting everything I destroy. Even the jet ski loot is very good, just because it can give you some very interesting stuff like weapon fragments and some other things. Yeah, I definitely need more power generation because power storage is not a problem anymore. But the more stuff you have on your boat, the harder it becomes to repair it, and it gets damaged. It worked over there. I'm right here for a reason. I really wish the developer would make it so that the map stays as you leave it. I mean, the map could have a reset button, but most of the times it will stay in the position you left it. You see, I disabled the guns first of all, and now I can just switch my targets to that other one. Yeah, I guess overwhelming firepower is good. Usually, 2 ranger boats that are tier 2 will just destroy you. Yeah, they're mostly going to be very hard to destroy because they're warless. Oh, the headhunter. The headhunter just has a lot of machine guns, so don't get close to it and try to destroy. Yeah, make it race towards you like that in a straight line, and then just destroy most of the gunners. It's also much easier to destroy than the walrus. Very cool combat. Oh, a small battery. I can use that as well. Now, the problem if you put too much gear on your ship like this, guess what? If you get destroyed once or twice, or if you get attacked by a lot of stuff once or twice, you will lose so many materials you will think you have lost the game. The cost in repairs can be staggering, especially if I'm to enter farming mode. As you can see, with a little more power generation and a little more power storage, I can actually make it work, but again, I'm not full cannon I don't think I'll go full cannons because that's going to be super rough. Besides, the machine guns will help you point fire. I mean, it's like you're shooting tracers just to help your other weapons find the target easier. Hunters are kind of like specifically designed for close quarter combat or not medium range combat, but they usually get in your face so badly you'll get scared by them. That was a lot of fragments, yeah, but that's going to be a lot of weapon fragments I just got. Okay, you know what, let's just leave them alone, because you actually have the option of running away, and this is why you also need the speed and the sustainability for the speeds to run away. So that was about 600 meters. I think I can go for about 1000 meters before I need to stop. And as you can see, combat and just picking up your loot is so much easier right now. Now also the couriers, probably the best faction to take is the couriers, because the couriers have those annoying big boats over there that are almost impossible to destroy. Release the dredge. Also, the scanner doesn't work all the time, or is not very reliable, because most of the times you have to go to a location and it's not really marked. So don't worry if the scanner is not working. If there is a big oil spot in the ocean, it has loot. Plentiful loot. And yeah, you also have to uncover the map, so that's going to be another problem or another issue. I think I want to go over there. I don't want to test my luck. I guess we can test our luck a little bit. As you can see, the fast boats are also going to be useful for you to uncover the map, and I recommend you do that as well. As you can see, most of the map is uncovered, but I still need to do a lot more work on it. So this is basically what you have to do in the beginning of the game. I think it was pretty explanatory. I think I showed most of the stuff. This is more like an advanced guide for the game, but it should be enough for you to get your first boats. It should be enough for you to understand the combat. It should be enough to leave probably a positive review. I don't know, it depends on how the game evolves. The only problem I have with the game is that it seems like it might be pay to win. I'm not joking, it might be pay to win because of all of the things you can buy with real money, and you get also a golden crew, which supposedly has better skills than the normal ones. Yeah, imagine if you have a helmsman that gives you 20% additional power at this level instead of 10. I'm not sure it's going to be kind of like that, but I don't know. If this game didn't have the various versions for pay to win, I think this could have been the MMO of the year. Just because of how fun it is to play. I guess they can also improve some other aspects, like making the need to aim a little better and making cannons weaker. Cannons are too strong right now. I guess the other problem is that most of the ships will be fighting with tier 1, so you cannot really see how strong the machine guns are. And remember that it's enough to disable their weapons, they cannot repair their weapons. Let's check over there. Yeah, that's a walrus, that's why it's so hard to destroy. Is it a walrus? Yeah, that's just random loot that we can get. I think I'll be saving the shark parts. I may need them for a quest or something, I don't know. Wow, it's so good being able to collect all of the loot, because with the walrus you cannot collect it because you're so slow and you just want to put your next destination. You don't have time for stuff like this. Metal trash. Metal trash is great because it gives you, of course, scrap, but also you can have weapons. Weapon parts. Yeah. This was a 30-minute video just me playing around with the Vigilante, but this is kind of like the true experience of the game, and some people might prefer slower boats with better energy. I guess at this point it doesn't really matter, but this is about 50 hours of game time with me semi-knowing what I'm doing. So if you will play for 30 hours and you know what you're doing, you can definitely achieve this, let's say, progression. Sometimes you can even do this in 10 or 15 hours, but that's if things go well. Anyway, see you next time. Bye bye.